I'm still at work, so I can't be loud about this, but I genuinely don't understand how people can look at what is happening around them with the release of the files, seeing all these extremely powerful people that are running every aspect of your life, and think, oh yeah, you know what, this is fine. There are so many people that just heard, oh, all of these really really powerful people are child fuckers, and there are mountains of evidence support to support evidence that they have just there's mountains and mountains of evidence to support that they've killed children and shit that I don't feel comfortable saying. Shit that is so abhorrent and disgusting that it makes that it makes the Japanese and Nazi war criminals prosecuted at Nuremberg, and I can't remember what the trials for the Japanese and Italian war criminals was called, but it makes that look like child's play, and these are the people running the country. You saw in an interview, in a Department of Justice meeting, the Attorney General Pam Bondi having a meltdown over the idea that maybe the guy that she's working for could possibly be a bad person. They brought up the abuse charges. They had witnesses to the disgusting crimes against humanity that we're hearing about in these files. They had witnesses to that sitting in the back, and she didn't even have the dignity to turn around and look them in the eyes because she didn't care. But she's running the Justice Department, but she's like, oh, well, yeah, maybe that is bad. Oh, but but the stock market, or talking about how, oh, Trump's name is mentioned more times in the Epstein files than Harry Potter is in the Harry Potter books, Jesus and God, and just, like, combined. I can't think of anything else off the top of my mind because I'm just infuriated. But how can people look at that and be like, oh yeah, this is fine? You've the Secretary of the Department of Health, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. openly admitting, oh, I don't believe in germs because I snorted cocaine off of a toilet seat, or fucking just the state of Donald Trump right now. Like, look at him, and people were bitching about, oh but Biden was old and demented, and so look at Trump. He's dead. He looks like he is dead. And these are the people running our country. And you have Epstein, who was just so beyond, just so much more power than any human being should ever hold. This man had his grubby child fucking hands in every aspect of daily life, whether that is video games, banking, politics, whether it's just like infrastructure, anything, any field that you could think of, any hobby that you might have. For example, he would have had some kind of grasp, some kind of hand in it. You hear, like, and I'm one of the people that, like, hear, oh, if we prosecuted everybody in the Epstein files, the system would fall apart. Yeah, let it fall apart. And they are being completely honest. The entire system, every single thing about your life, you think about every little thing that you do, would either become harder, more expensive, or just wouldn't exist anymore, because that is just how deep it runs. It is horrifying and disgusting. And some people will say that, I'm just overreacting, or I'm just being crazy about it. But the thing that you need to realize, as a victim of sexual assault, as somebody who has been sexually abused and harassed, it doesn't take that. It's just 3 seconds. That's all it took for somebody like me to be scarred for my entire life. I still actively have meltdowns over it. And these are thousands of adults and children that are still alive today who have these memories. And the people that are supposed to be prosecuting these criminals won't even acknowledge them. The people that have any power at all are all criminals, and a criminal's not going to prosecute criminal. And the people that are supposed to be throwing these people in jail aren't going to turn around and give these victims any dignity because it throws their guy under the bus. And that's the part. Oh, there's all these parts, but it's insane. It's fucking insane. And you look at history and you see the way that these things turn out, and then you see the way, like, you look at the Russian Civil War, the American Civil War, the Russian Revolution, the Chinese Civil War. You see the Meiji Restoration in Japan, and all of these things. And you look around yourself in the United States, and you think to you see all these people who are still so vehemently defending these people as if they are actually looking out for your best interest. Oh, go after trans people and the immigrants and the shit, like the people that don't actually pose a threat to you. And they look at you and say, hey, go after these guys because my best friend was a pedophile. And now you have all of these men, and primarily Republicans. I'm not saying that there aren't any Democrats doing this. I hate both sides equally. You see all of these people that are coming out and just outright defending fascism, defending pedophilia, defending Nazism. You see an uptick in misogyny, uptick in sexism. You see an uptick in racism, homophobia, transphobia, and and there's nothing we can do about it because we live in a country that is so far removed from any of the revolutions that we've seen, whether that's in the last couple decades or the last several hundred years. And people will cry, oh, Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, believe it or not, allows the citizens of the United States of America to incite a revolution and remove the administration if they feel that the administration is corrupt or not what they voted for, or any litany of things that could be classed as tyranny, corruption, a dictatorship, authoritarianism, anything like that. And you look around yourself and you see nothing. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening to the people that deserve to burn. The people that deserve to crumble. You see nothing happening. And it's... I understand that people in America understand their rights. Not all of us do. But those of us who are smart enough to understand that we need to stand up for ourselves and protect ourselves probably do. But because of the country that we live in and the type of administration that this is, and just the way that it is all being run, and just how deeply it all runs on social media, in law enforcement, in the military, in the government, there's nothing you can do about it, because the media isn't going to talk about it, and if they do talk about it, then it's going to be treated as if we're the Confederates, we're the Nazis, we're the Soviets. It's not going to be treated like it is a removal of corruption, a removal of the disgusting people in power. It is going to just simply be seen as when it's going to be seen as how we see the violent government takeover that was January, or like the violent government attempt at a takeover that was January 6th. They're just going to see it the same way that we see Donald Trump's ascension to power. And they're just going to kill us all. They're just going to kill us all. And I want to do something about it. I want to... as somebody like me, I want to just be able to get the people together and get the resources together and do something. But just all this shit is so fucking heavy, and it's so devastating every single time something comes out. It is crushing, and all I can feel is helpless because there is nothing I as a person can do that will mean anything. And I know there are millions of Americans just like me who feel exactly the same way, and it gets like, and we just need a way to mobilize and get together and just do something about it. But if we were to try to do that, we'd be labeled as terrorists, extremists, and the movement would be shut down almost as fast as it started. And that is truly terrifying. So that's my piece, I guess. I love you all. I'm sorry. You don't need more of this. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm sorry.